answer. That was lovely. Our next reader is Lindsey P. LaVal. Lindsey P. LaVal sometimes goes by Mother Monster. She is not finite, but infinite. She was born this way, and she wants you to ponder the question, how can you protect something so perfect without evil? Lindsey is not Lady Gaga, but sometimes she is a lady, and that's important to note.
Oh, hey guys. Alright, so I thought that I would kick it off with the poem that I did for the first one. Right, okay, try not to do well. And I don't do poetry, so that was kind of fun, and it's kind of just okay, but I think I read it enthusiastically enough that that's what got it, so yeah, that's what it is. So I'm gonna read that, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, right. This makes me nervous, also. I mean, yeah, if you wondered. There's a current scarcity of monkeys in space, and I think this speaks loudly against the survival of our culture. So I'm trying to take really hot showers. I use a 75-watt light bulb when I know a 40 would do. Sometimes I stand in front of the fridge when I know I don't want anything, because I love spaceships. If everything hurries up and gets wasted, then America will make NASA a thing again, and NASA will find us a new planet. I'm sure of it. When they stick our flag into some new dirt, I hope the English departments are invited to live there first, because they will make phallic jokes about the flagpole and quote Caliban when they discuss colonization. I hope the nerds come next and they bring their computers, and when everyone starts having space babies, we'll tell it like, in the beginning was the internet, and the internet was with God, and the internet was God. And in Space Church, we'll make some shit up, maybe by accident, maybe because we thought it might be nice, and we'll say, a reading from the book of Facebook. This is the news feed the Lord has made, let us skim and mostly ignore it. A reading from the book of blogs. No one can serve two masters, for WordPress and Zanga are mutually exclusive. A reading from the book of memes. If a woman has long hair, it is her glory, for long hair is given to her, that she may whip it. Right, okay. A reading from the book of Tumblr. Love your followers as yourself. And when we rock our space babies to sleep, maybe we'll get tired of all that, and we'll slip into the before, whispering VHS tapes, ESPN highlights, the transmission of HIV. We'll try to tell all of where we are now, and we'll fail. It'll come out in patches, but the space babies are good listeners. They will try. They will grow up and tell their own babies in the beginning, and I don't know what will come after that. Okay, so I don't know, I guess I do nonfiction. I've also been doing some fiction, but these next two are mostly nonfiction. We'll go with that. And they've been on the blog. By the way, we have a blog. It's called Chicklets, and there are 6 of us, but sometimes we forget that there isn't a blonde one, and there's not, but we kind of panic and think that just one of us should be blonde and that someone is missing, and so we'll like look around for her, but then like we don't know her name because she's not real. So it gets awkward if we're in the mall or something. Right, okay. So yeah, this one is mostly, it's a Muncie piece, and it happens in the empty cup. So if you've ever been there, you work there. Sorry. Okay. Right up. Don't talk anymore. Don't talk. Okay. In the car on the way to the village, I am surprised to find myself in the car on the way to the village. The man taking my order looks Italian. Is it racist to say that the man looks Italian? Do I look racist? I hear myself say spice chai from another person's body with another person's voice, like a Yak-Back. In the 90s, everyone wanted a Yak-Back because that shit was hot. Molly is holding a dog. In the car on the way to the village, the dog rode in the passenger seat, and so did I. We were both passengers. We passaged. The Italian is making my drink too quickly. In the car on the way to the village, the dog sat on my lap. It's very young. I prayed it wouldn't pee on me, and I don't ever pray for anything. I might have prayed for a Yak-Back. The Italian asks, skim milk or 2%, ma'am? And I want to tell him that this isn't a goddamn McDonald's, sir. It's the fucking empty cup, and I want my service slow. That's why I came here. The Italian says, here's your receipt when you're ready. I am holding the pen. If I am not ready, I could just keep holding this pen. I think I could. Yak-Back, I could. Molly is wearing a jacket like a British officer, and I want to tell her that weed sometimes comes from Jamaica. Was she wearing her British jacket when she bought her Jamaican weed? Because if she was, this pastime and her wardrobe are at odds, politically. The dog is too young to be out. The Italian thanks me. I give him back the pen. I still think he is an asshole. The chai is probably too hot to drink, so I don't. Outside, Molly waves at some guy, and then that guy comes over and they start talking. He is wearing a lot of yellow. That takes commitment. Okay. I am at a party where the garage door is up just a few feet, and that's where I slip out into an alleyway that leads to a road, all cobblestones and mud. Adult trees line adult houses, which is out of place here, so close to campus. I think this must be North Street, and it is, because here's the sad house. That's a projection. I mean, the house itself isn't sad. Like, come on. It's this white two-story with shutters. It has hedges and flags to advertise the fresh electric fence. The grass hasn't even grown back all the way, and barriers like that don't come cheap. Oh, I don't mean the money. Landscapes repel sadness. Electric fences contain mirth. I want to imagine buying this house, but I can't. I can't imagine being happy enough to afford it. I make a mental note not to write about this moment. I pull a pencil and a folded piece of paper from my back pocket and make a physical note that says, "Dear sober, don't write about house, ever." Also, don't share with strangers. 2 is the number 2, so I know I'm still pretty fucked up. When I get to McKinley, I'm walking, and then I'm not. I am stopped by a thought. I've had too much to think, but I write that motherfucker down. It says, in all caps, "The mothers are not the daughters," space. Then in lowercase, in parentheses, it whispers, "and the daughters are not the mothers." Right. If I ever have a daughter and that daughter asks about drugs, like nonchalantly says, "Hey mom, what do you think about illegal substances?" I'm gonna pull this sheet of paper out of somewhere in some back closet and say, "Look, honey bunches, it's like this." And she won't get it either. We'll sit looking and I'll just say, "Drugs are weird." And I hope that will be a good parenting moment. I didn't see a ton of good parenting moments when I was the daughter, and I'm not sure that any of us did, so I worry that I won't know how to make them when the time comes. Also, I don't cook much, so there's that. Sometimes on nights like this, while walking back from someplace I didn't want to be to a home that's only temporary, I wish McKinley Street would wrap me up in a university red brick hug because I need it. Tonight the distance between me and the hypothetical dream daughters feels too great. The improbability of them flaps open before me like a mouth, saying cavities, saying feed me, saying Odysseus, how you ever going to get back to a place you never left or seen to begin with? And I want to go home. I've been saying that for my whole life, and I don't know what it means, but I still mean it. And I think it must be comforting to know that you can have children by accident, have sex, and goddammit, there they are. We didn't plan. Our lives are ruined. Voices hysterical, streaked with italics. But all the women I've ever dated have wanted homes like appliances, functional, modern, sleek. They bake brownies but crack their eggs against porcelain. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to live in a house I could die in, and what if the floors were wooden? I'd gladly take fingerprints on walls in the following mediums: peanut butter, grease, watercolors, snot. I want homemade jewelry all knots out of string. Not today, not soon. I'm only saying I'm itchy, and I promise to want. Yay! Okay, that's